Welcome to Bitovi Academy. This course covers cleaning the card number to remove spaces and dashes. Specifically, we will learn how to map one observable's value to another observable's value. Our goal here is to allow the user to type a card number with spaces and dashes, but we want to print out a cleaned up version of that card number without those spaces and dashes. Notice here, as we're typing, the card number doesn't have the spaces or dashes. We will do this by creating a card number observable on app component. That observable will emit the values of user card number, but without those spaces or dashes. To do this, we will have to create a clean card number RxJS operator that maps the user card number with spaces and dashes to a card number observable without spaces and dashes. Finally, we will write out the value of the cleaned up card number after the form as is shown here. Okay, so let's talk about what you need to know to solve this problem. And the first thing to know is that RxJS has operators, and those are used to convert one observable into another observable. Now, typically, you're using what I call operator generators that RxJS provides to actually create your own operators. So RxJS has a map operator, for example, that you can use to create an operator that basically maps one observable value to another. And you pass these operators to a pipe method on a source observable, and those operators then take that source observable and they return a new observable that uses the operator you created. So if this feels complex, it is a little bit, but let's see it in action with a basic example here. So in this example, I want to map any value to a number using this plus operator here. If you don't know already, if you put plus before any value in JavaScript, it will use type coercion to try to convert that to a number. So if you did plus true, you would get 1. If you did plus 2, you would get 2. So this might be a helpful type coercion type operator that you want to use in RxJS, maybe. And the way that I'm going to build my map to number operator is I'm going to get the map operator from RxJS operators. Then I'm going to pass it a function that performs the actual mapping. This creates an RxJS operator. Now, once I have a source observable, in this case, this subject, so this will essentially take source and run it through the map to number operator and give you a new observable. And then we can listen to that observable, and then as source gets values, number is going to log them. So we can see this in action here. And we see 1 and 2, because again, true is going to be run through this map operator that we created that's converting any value to a number. And then the number 2, or the string 2, is going to be converted to the number 2 here, and then emitted on this number observable. So what you'll need to do is, instead of this map to number operator, you're going to need to create a clean card operator that takes the card numbers and then maps them to something without spaces or dashes. To do that, you can actually use this regular expression here and the string replace method. This takes a string and replaces everything that matches this regular expression with, in this case, an empty string. And then finally, you can write out the card number in the page as we've already done with the user card number, like this. So again, pause the video now, try to solve this from what we've put up here. And if you have it all working, keep watching. So let's talk about how to solve this. All right, so now you're hopefully ready to solve this problem. And I'm going to work back to front. which I think makes the most sense for me, start with my template in Angular. And I'm going to put in there what I want, which is this user card number. Somehow I have to get this card number. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to take in the constructor here of Angular, I'm going to take the user card number, and I know I've got to pipe that through a clean card number operator. And then once I do that, I will get the card number observable. So this is our goal here. Let me add some space so we can see it all. So this is our goal, right? I got to create, I'm taking the user card number and running it through this clean card number operator, and we get out the card number. So I need to make this card number. And for that, I need the RxJS operator map. So I'm going to import that. So map, and this is on RxJS.operators. And then once I have this operator, I'm going to create that clean card number operator, and I'm going to pass it a map. And I know I've got to pass it a function that takes a card number, like a user card number, like a raw card number, and then is going to do some cleanup on it. I could call that user card number here. So the first thing to know is that the card number might not have a value on it because the user hasn't typed anything. It might be empty, it might be falsy. I'm going to check and make sure that there actually is a card number before I clean things up. So only if there is a card number, then I'm going to return the card number with all of the spaces and dashes removed. And once we've done that, if I did everything right, I'll rerun it. Now as I type, had a space, yes, and let's try the dash. Yes, it worked. So hopefully you got it to work too, and I will see you at the next exercise.